Aloha everyone and welcome to Skincare with Hyram. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hyram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. I know you guys are shocked. I just know it. I can feel it. Welcome, and I can confidently say this, to the #1 most requested video on my channel of all time. Seriously, you guys won't shut the up about it. I'm going to talk about all the little bumps all over your face that look like mini pimples, but they aren't. And no matter what you try to do, they won't go away. Or what they are commonly referred to as fungal acne. Now you're someone who likes to take care of your skin. At least I hope so if you're watching my videos. Otherwise, what the hell are you doing on my channel? Go over and wash your face, bitch. You have a skincare routine, you use products, and you notice that no matter what skincare products you use, you always have these little bumps all over your face. They won't go away, they're super annoying, and you're frustrated because you're like, I'm doing everything right, I'm doing what I should for a skincare routine, why are these things happening? And if your skin has looked like this, then you are the person that needs to listen up and take notes for this video. Yes, you. Now I assume most of you guys watching this are like, oh my god, finally Hyram's making a video about this. Which, I'm sorry, I've wanted to make a video about this for months, but honestly I felt so anxious about it and kept putting it off. Because I've seen other people's videos where they're trying to educate people about fungal acne, and people in the comment sections are so mean, so rude, acting like self-absorbed know-it-alls, when it's just like, hey, we're just trying to help, calm down. And I pushed it off as long as possible, but you know what, I'm just gonna do it. The haters, you know what I mean? But if I'm stumbling around, you guys know why. As this is something usually dermatologists talk more about, and I'll talk more about that later in the video. But yeah, I feel like this is a really important topic because those little bumps and fungal acne is something that a lot of people struggle with, but don't realize that they're struggling with. And I'm gonna get into why that is. If you have fungal acne, what ingredients to look for and avoid, and the best products to use to get rid of it. So let's get into it. As I start this video, I wanna say I have linked multiple videos in the description box below from different dermatologists and other content creators where they focus a lot on the information and research behind fungal acne and different treatments for it. And I'm not going to get super techie in this because that's just really not the style of my channel. I'm not like Mr. Chemist over here. I just like to do fun skincare things, but this is valuable information to know. And if you want to learn more about it, you have those resources. But this video is just going to explain overall what you can do to help yourself. So first, let me establish this. Those little bumps on your face are commonly referred to as fungal acne. But here's the reality. Fungal acne is not acne. It does not operate in the same way, and a lot of acne treatment products will not affect or get rid of fungal acne in the skin, which is why I typically don't like calling it fungal acne, because when people hear fungal acne, they're like, oh, it's just like pimples. I use a spot treatment, use a mask, and it'll go away. And no, bitch, that's not the reality. This is a whole different ballpark. We're in the fungal acne territory now. I can't tell if that was Scottish or incompetence. So fungal acne is a type of yeast in the skin, and it's called bear with me. Malassezia Folliculitis. Malassezia Folliculitis. Oh, Malassezia Folliculitis. Whew. You guys know this. You don't come to my channel for accurate pronunciations. You know what? I don't like to pronounce it. I just like to refer to it as MF. Just like motherf. Okay, maybe that was a little overboard. I'm just going to call it MF from now on. And I actually refer to using this term over fungal acne because when people hear the term acne, like I said before, they typically go in with the wrong solutions. So Malassezia is common on the skin because it resides basically wherever skin oils are. But MF or fungal acne occurs when there's an overproduction of oil and moisture on the face, and the yeast loves that. It's like a hot bathtub for them, which is where the yeast will start to grow across the skin and you see all of those little bumps. I know, kind of nasty, right? But it's okay, we're here to get rid of it. Now this typically occurs in people who have oilier skin, or if you live in a really humid environment, or if you're an athlete who sweats a lot on your face and body. That's typically who struggles with MF the most. Now the tricky thing with MF is that it is a clinical diagnosis. You get that diagnosis from a dermatologist, but it's really difficult to diagnose because a lot of the times it looks like regular acne. And I'll pause right here and say, if you are struggling with this and you are someone who has access to a dermatologist, please go to your dermatologist and use them as a resource to figure out whether you're struggling with this or not. Dermatologists are the best resources for information, and I know so many people in my comment section are like, you can't give out skincare advice, you're not a dermatologist. Not everyone can afford a dermatologist, bitch. And here in the USA, dermatologist appointments are crazy expensive and only for the most privileged people in society. Most people cannot afford it, and that's why I make these videos, to help you guys out in case you don't have access to one. But if you do have access to one, please go utilize that resource because they will be able to give you the most accurate diagnosis. And while I'm not saying that you should diagnose yourself, there are some signs signs as to whether or not you are struggling with MF or not. Like I said before, you'll notice small little bumps, but they won't necessarily look like whiteheads, like you can't pop any of them. Not that you should ever pop any type of acne. They're all the same size. They don't look like pimples where some are burst, some are enclosed, some are bigger, some are smaller. They're pretty uniform in size. And you may notice some itchiness as well, and they typically, on the face at least, form all right here and sometimes around the mouth. These are signs that you could be struggling with MF or fungal acne. So if you're like, oh my God, Hyram, this perfectly describes what I've been struggling with for so long, then I want to tell you what ingredients to look for and what ingredients to avoid in the skincare products that you're currently using. Make sure that none of your existing products are causing the problem before you go out and buy some new products. So as far as ingredients to avoid if you don't want to struggle with MF, it's complicated. I wish it was easy, like saying just avoid this ingredient, and this ingredient, and you're good to go, bitch. But no, in reality, there's potentially hundreds of ingredients that you have to look out for that could trigger that overproduction of yeast in the skin. There's fatty acids, linoleic acid, lauric acid, esters, fatty alcohols, etc., 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 etc. Just so many, and honestly, it would not be productive of my time or of your time for me to just go through every single one of the ingredients and tell you, because there are just so freaking many. So what I would recommend doing is going to the website Cezia, and what you can do is you can copy and paste your entire ingredient list of your product into a search engine, and they'll be able to tell you whether any of the ingredients do cause fungal acne or not. They have a database of over 250,000 ingredients, and honestly, it's just way better to use that resource than rely on what little knowledge that I'll be able to give to you and that you'll be able to retain. So use that website. It's super easy. You'll be able to tell instantly whether your product is right for your skin or not. As for ingredients to look for, this will come as no surprise if you've watched any of my videos. It's the term that I'm practically married to. I won't shut up about it, and I can already feel your eyes rolling all the way back in your head. Niacinamide! You knew it was going to come up. Niacinamide is an incredible ingredient for so many different reasons, but specifically in terms of fungal acne, it's great because niacinamide controls sebum production within the skin. So it'll help to make sure that your skin is less oily, produces less of that oil that yeast clings to be able to grow. And this is going to be really important because this is taking care of the root problem rather than trying to get rid of the surface level issues. It's way better for your skin to reduce how much oil it produces rather than you having to go in with products afterwards that'll strip your skin as much as possible. It's good for any skin type. Honestly, if you're not on the niacinamide train already, where have you been? It's time, girl. Wake the hell up. If you are looking for a recommendation, one of my recent favorites is the Naturium Niacinamide 12% Serum. This one's great because it feels very lightweight as opposed to some other niacinamide serums which can feel a little bit heavier, a little bit tackier. And that's really important because you want to make sure you reduce as many oils on your face as much as possible, and having a good lightweight layer will be great for that. This is one of the only niacinamide products on the market, and honestly, my experiences with it have been so good. I've talked about this one before, and it has found a place on my shelf because that's how much I'm enjoying it. Another one you can use if you do have more combination to normal skin is the Inkey Niacinamide Serum. This one's good too, but honestly, all my other favorite niacinamide serums are sold out right now, and I don't know when they'll be back in stock, but I'm definitely comfortable recommending that one. Another ingredient I recommend looking for is salicylic acid, which again comes as no surprise. I'm constantly talking about salicylic acid on my channel. Salicylic acid is an exfoliating ingredient, so it goes deep into the pores and pushes out all the dead skin cells and dirt, but it also helps to clear the oil on your face, which makes it really good for anyone who's struggling with this issue or has oily skin. It's great for getting rid of pimples and acne, but it's also antifungal, which is really going to help to prevent that yeast from growing on your skin. Now, this is one of the main ingredients used to treat acne, but the problem with a lot of other anti-acne ingredients like benzoyl peroxide is that they don't really have any impact on MF and can sometimes make the problem worse. But salicylic acid is different and will actually be beneficial for it, which is why I'm just always recommending salicylic acid as the best acne ingredient in general. Again, I won't shut up about it because it solves so many different issues. It's just a great one to go with. In general, though, it's good to go away from products that have a lot of oil content. So stay away from a lot of facial oils. Make sure you're checking your moisturizer's ingredient list to make sure there's not a high concentration of really heavy oils that can contribute to this issue. But again, use a website as a resource. That's the easiest way to go about it. Look for these ingredients in your skincare products, and if any of your products do have bad ingredients for fungal acne, give them away and start using some of your products that have a high concentration of niacinamide or salicylic acid. Now let's get into products because this is really where you're going to start seeing a difference if everything you've working hasn't been working so far. Now you guys are going to think I'm crazy for the products that I'm recommending next. In order to help get rid of MF, I recommend using a shampoo. No, I haven't gone insane. This is still Hyram. No one's taken over my body. Yet. It's so funny because I'm always the person that's like, don't use products that aren't formulated for your skin on your face. And then here I am like, use a shampoo. Oh God, that sounded like the people from my hometown. So there's a specific ingredient in anti-dandruff shampoos called ketoconazole. 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 See, this is the problem. I watch so many videos about this ingredient, I learn about it, and then I can't remember how to pronounce it. What is wrong with my brain? So this is an amazing ingredient that helps to get rid of all the excess oil that typically forms around the base of our hair shaft, which when dried is dandruff. And studies have shown that it's actually a really, really effective ingredient for getting rid of MF on your face. And the specific one that I've used and recommend is the Nizoral Anti-Dandruff 1% shampoo. All you have to do is this one is make sure your skin is damp, then take a good amount, smother it on your face and leave it on there for a good 5 to 10 minutes and then rinse off afterwards. You can do this every day and it will really help to get rid of the problem. I know this sounds insane, but trust, so many dermatologists recommend this and all of my sources recommended it as well. So it's a good one to go with. Oh, by the way, all the products I'm talking about in today's video are listed in the description box below. If you do want to support me and my channel, I make a small commission off of them, and I would really appreciate it if you do feel like shopping them, but no pressure whatsoever. They're just there as a resource for you. Out of all the products in this video, this is probably the main one I'd recommend to go with, and the one that definitely yields the best results. If you're looking for a product with salicylic acid, I recommend going in with the Salicylic Face Cleanser, as this is the most gentle form of getting salicylic acid into your skin. And I personally love the CeraVe Renewing Salicylic Acid Cleanser. This one's gentle but effective, does what it's supposed to do, or if you want something a little bit stronger, the Inkey Salicylic Acid Cleanser as well. Both of these are going to be good ways of getting salicylic acid into your skin without the possible sensitivity that leaving salicylic acid on your skin can bring. I just spent 5 minutes looking for this, like, where is she? But if you are open to leave-on product, I love the Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid. This one is a miracle worker, literally makes my pores look smaller. I don't know how. I don't know why. It's definitely one of my ride or die products and lasts forever. Any of these salicylic acid products will help to get rid of the problem, but also help to make sure you prevent getting the problem in the future. Excess oil and dirt from your pores. For sulfur, I really only have one product recommendation, and it's because most of the sulfur products I'm familiar with are paired alongside benzoyl peroxide, but benzoyl peroxide is not effective at treating MF. But the De La Cruz 10% sulfur mask is a great option to use a few times a week up to every day to really clear away the excess oil and dirt. And a good ingredient to look for is honey. Honey is antifungal as well as anti-inflammatory, so it's not only going to fight against that yeast, it's also going to make sure that your skin isn't red, irritated, or sensitized. The I'm From Honey mask is one of my favorite masks, and I love this one specifically because of how high of a concentration of honey it has, but it's also formulated with a lot of other amazing ingredients that are really going to be good for the skin. Using honey by itself can be good, but my standpoint is if you're going to use honey, you may as well use a product with a lot of other really beneficial ingredients as well to treat a bunch of different issues. And this one does a great job of that. You just leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes, wash it off afterwards. And even though I wouldn't say it's necessary to getting rid of fungal acne, it's definitely going to be an extra boost to help. After I use this, my skin always feels so soft, super hydrated, and the ingredients definitely show the quality of this product. And then finally, I have a few last tips and tricks to make sure that you're avoiding MF as much as possible. First, I'd say don't use a lot of moisturizer. I see this tendency when people start getting really into skincare that they use a lot of moisturizer every single day. And in reality, you really don't need to use very much, a pea to a dime size amount at most. And typically brands will push you to use a lot every day because you run through the product faster, which means you're going to have to repurchase sooner and make them more money. But I'd say at this point, your skin is definitely being over moisturized, so it'll really help to just make sure you're not applying as much moisturizer. Also stay away from skincare routines that have a lot of hydrating products in them. Like you don't need a hydrating toner, you don't need an essence, you don't need a prep water or a prep lotion, a hydrating serum. Like these aren't necessary when your skin is going through this, and it's actually going to be a lot better if you scale back your routine to a very simple one because your skin has too many oils on it, and each of those products likely have a bunch of different oils that when combined all together are contributing to this issue. So just make sure you minimize your routine, or at the very least, make sure your products are fungal acne safe. If you are someone who works out or you're an athlete, make sure you remove your sweaty clothes as soon as possible after the workout, because the sweat and the clothing rubbing up against your skin is only going to make that humidity and oil problem worse. And make sure you don't let the sweat stay on your skin. So if you have a sanitary cloth that you can use to wipe your face, or rinsing your face while working out, anything to make sure the sweat isn't sitting on your skin is really going to help to prevent this. Wow, that was an information heavy video. Whew. You know what? I'm feeling good about it though. I stand by all of my recommendations. Like I said, if you do want to see more resources and more tips and tricks, I highly recommend checking out each of my resources below. There's actual dermatologists there who go into really, really intense detail, as well as other creators that I love. So I more so just wanted to give you guys the basics. Have you guys struggled with fungal acne before? Is it a current problem that you're facing? What do you recommend? Let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to see your comments. I mean, I always love to see your comments. I hope at least this video can help people realize the condition that their skin is in, or be the final push to go to the dermatologist, or hopefully helping you find products that'll correct this issue. If anything, I just want my videos to help you guys out. I've also linked videos below from creators I love, like Leah Yu, Susan Yara, Cassandra Bankson, that made great videos about this as well. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.